Hi, my name's Chip Wilson and I'm founder of C2 Legacy Media. Many people like you want to build legitimate home-based or online businesses, but there can be significant hurdles to doing so. What I'd like to do today is show you some ways to stack the deck in your favor. Now, the statistics for these type of businesses can be pretty grim, especially if you're playing by the old rules. 97% of all individuals in MLM, network marketing, and direct sales programs fail. Most of those drop out or quit within 3 months of getting started. Why is this the case? Well, the problems typically boil down to two different buckets. Either problems with people or with organizations. Most often, if the problems are in the people, it has to do with unrealistic expectations going in. People sign up for programs not looking at it like a business, but more like a lottery ticket. They look for ways to create an ATM of their own without having to put in the work. Well, I don't know of any real successful business that works that way. Sometimes they may have received misleading information, so even with the best of intentions, they run into issues that force them to quit. But that's something they can avoid on the front end if they pay attention. Now, when you look at organizations, there's two different sets of problems typically that cause people to fail. One is lack of support systems. Think about all the successful companies you know. They've built incredible support systems for their employees to help them be the best they can be. An online business or a home-based business should be no different. Other times, the incentives are improperly aligned. Anytime you pay somebody for doing something, they're going to do what gets them paid. If a system is designed to pay people for recruitment, it's going to be a churn and burn. They don't care if people stay on and be successful. They just want to sign up the next person. Be wary of situations like that and understand where the incentives lie. A handful of people do succeed, and it's something that anyone can do. All it takes is a few simple rules to follow. First is good due diligence. It's a fancy way of saying do your homework. Check out the business you're looking at thoroughly. Understand what it's about, what the strategy is that's behind it, what macro trends is it taking advantage of, what niche does it fulfill. Check out the leaders too. Make sure you understand who they are and what they're about, not just inside the business, but outside the business. If these are people who exhibit the characteristics that are important to you, they're people you're going to want to associate with. If they don't, you're not going to want to be part of the opportunity for very long. Second, educate yourself. Going back to the trends that drive the business. Why does this business have a reason to exist? Understand and embrace those trends. Make sure that they're logical to you. Become familiar with the types of tools you're going to need to succeed. Anytime you're starting, you're not going to know everything, but identify early what you don't know, what you'll need to know, and be prepared to take action on those items. So, once you're in a situation, what does it take to succeed? Well, predominantly it takes consistent, focused action. Start off by creating a personal business plan. I don't know of any successful business that's ever been conceived without a business plan. Make sure this plan that is your personal plan is consistent with the underlying opportunity. Don't construct a business plan based on doing a lot of things that aren't part of the deal. Make sure that your plans are consistent with your opportunity, but also that they position you for the greatest possible success within that opportunity. Remember, what you want to do is maximize the value, and if you're not positioned to do so, there's not going to be a lot of incentive to stay involved. Create well-defined and tangible goals along the lines that you can control. You can't control if 1,000 people visit your website next week, but you can control how many people you get in front of and create the opportunity for that to happen. Focus on what you can control, and you'll reach your goals by intention instead of by accident. Then, as you're acting according to the plan, pay attention to what goes on. Revise it as you get new information. This is a principle of continuous improvement, and it's how you create value, significant value, over the long term. The third secret of 3%ers is that they know that it's easier to fly in formation than it is to fly solo. Find mentors you can trust. They may be within your organization or outside of your business altogether, but they're people who know the things that you don't and will share that knowledge with you. People who exhibit the sort of characteristics that are consistent with your ideals. They embody the traits that you want to embody and that you're willing to emulate. And team up with people who view your success as their priority. This goes back to making sure the incentives are aligned. If they benefit when you benefit, they're going to be pulling you up in order to lift themselves higher. So having said all this, I've got a question for you. Are you a 3%er? Listen to these statements. Do you believe that you can create a legacy of personal freedom and financial wealth? Want to tap into emerging trends to build a legitimate and successful business? And take action on what you learn. If these statements resonate with you, if they apply to you, I'd like to get to know you. Please go to www.forgeyourlegacy.com. Listen for 3 minutes to my colleague Andrew Cass and enter your information on the form so that I can get back in touch with you. And let's see if we can help create your legacy together.